Let us see about microprocessor and microcontroller today. So we know that the brain of the computer is CPU and it is microprocessor, which is called central processing unit. The processor does all the informations which it gathers from outside part, as we are giving us more input in it, and the processor do lot of computations in it so that it calculated based on the inputs which is loaded onto it, and then it is producing it as an output. We know that many input and output devices are available, and for example keyboard, mouse. Using mouse we can access the computer and all the things. Based on that we are giving the inputs in present scenario, as we are all using computers here, PCs, so we can edit Excel, Word, gaming, all the things we can load inside it. On behalf of that, this CPU, it does major functions as it is a hardware part, the CPU is a processor. Present scenario we are using Pentium. Intel Pentium is the core processor we are using nowadays, which is the 64-bit microprocessor, which says that 64 bits can be accessed in one cycle. A small time, within a few minutes, few seconds, microseconds, it can able to access 64 bits of information in a random way. So that is what the advanced technology of the microprocessor here. As well as we know, just the CPU, it does three main functions. One is the ALU, arithmetic logic unit, and then the execution part is there, which is the control unit. And then this CPU communicates with the registers, which is called as RAM, RAM, and ROM, random access and read-only memory. Here we can use bus, which is called as the electronic pulse. Through this, this is the electronic signal. Bus is the collection of wires, so that the electronic signal transfers, as we are applying the input signal voltage. The electronic pulse transfers the information through this CPU to the registers as zeros and ones. So zeros and ones as a signal to the input memory, which is the registers, which stores the data for temporary purpose. As we know, it communicates. Logical address is there in CPU. This logical address will be communicating to the RAM, and here it changes to physical address, and then from the physical address it gets the data, because as we know that register stores the data instructions. So when it given access, it searches on what address the data and instructions is available in the RAM and ROM. Parallelly, it communicate to the CPU as zeros and ones, so that we will get the informations here, and then it communicates here. Control unit executes the informations what it is getting from the RAM and ROM, and then it performs the arithmetic and logical operations as we are getting through software to the user. As we are users, it is communicated. So it is a two-way. User, we are giving an input to this, and then it performs all. Processor does all the operations which is loaded as per the instructions, which is fabricated in the ICs. We are loading different codings in the ICs so that the processor does all the operations, and then it is communicate to the user, so that only we are able to see through the monitor. So this is microprocessor. You can able to interface this chip with another thing. If you are going to interface this with another for a predefined task, that is called as the microprocessor. We can see microcontroller. So there is microcontroller in a detailed view in the next session. And microcontroller is the predefined task. You can able to do only that. For example, washing machine, traffic light controller. Then for the key, then for the car accessing, it is having the sensor locking system. Everything is called as only one predefined task, which is done with the help of microcontroller.